Live from Sin City, it's the Socks and Pinstripes Podcast. And now, here's the star of the show, Diet Dr. Griffin!
This is Diet Dr. Griffin back with another episode of the Socks and Pinstripes Podcast. Apparently today's Easter. Did you know that, Shane?
I absolutely knew that. My phone's been blowing up all morning with Happy Easter from my family. My family's big Easter people. So
Yeah, I'm not a big Easter person, so I did not really realize this. And I was at work on Friday, and the guys were like telling me like you should just go do this call and go home because it's Good Friday. And I'm like,
oh
oh,
yeah.
it is?
Yeah, my dad called me on Good Friday, so
Yeah, I mean, what today really is, yesterday was my sister's birthday, and I sent her a card, although I didn't actually get a chance to talk to her. I probably should have called her, but I did.
yeah.
I did at least text her letting her know happy birthday. I figured if she wanted to talk, we'd probably hook up in one way or another. But today is of course 420, which is if you're into that sort of thing, you're into that sort of thing.
And it's also Zombie Jesus Day, so you get two
Yes.
for one.
Yes, Zombie Jesus Day. And this is WrestleMania weekend out here in Vegas. So I've been a little preoccupied
Man,
with
it's a
that.
trifecta where you're at, so
Yeah, and here's the crazy thing. I don't know how much you listen to radio or whatever, but all that ESPN radio yesterday was talking about while I was out driving around during the day, they were talking about WrestleMania.
that's
They
awesome.
were literally going
I love
through
that.
like all of the matches on night one, excuse me, because WrestleMania is a two-night experience. So
Yeah.
now, and I have not heard ESPN just going goo-goos and gagas over wrestling before. This just seems like a very new thing to me.
Yeah, well, we do love a good show in America, so
I know, but like you're getting more coverage of WrestleMania than you are getting like a Saturday baseball slate, and it just kind of it's a little depressing when you think about it. I know WWE is hot right now, but
yeah.
man, just kind of just goes to show how far down baseball has sort of fallen in the zeitgeist of modern day life.
Well, yeah, and it also doesn't help that your commissioner looks like he just stepped off the spaceship. So,
Yeah, Manfred's not a looker.
he
That's,
always reminds me of Mr. Burns. I just want to hear, honestly, one time to anyone listening who knows Manfred, can you just tell him to look at the camera once and go, excellent?
he probably does that in all of the owners' meetings because they kick the crap out of the players' union constantly.
Yeah, excellent.
Although I don't think he's going to be saying excellent about any of the stuff going with the Rays and the A's.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
I
He
don't
really,
know if
what a S show that's turned into.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean it's crazy. These minor league parks, I swear, are like bandboxes. They are just getting hits and hits and hits galore out of them versus the regular place.
Oh, yeah, of course. So.
Yeah, I mean I'm
It's
just
like
like
spring training. You're basically going to a spring training stadium, and it's a
even though they
professional
have like the
baseball game.
exact same like Steinbrenner Field has the literal exact same dimensions as Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
But it's still like getting hit a ton out of the ballpark. I mean, there was a stat I saw, and I can't remember if I talked about this last week on the show or not, but they had like 8 home runs during the first homestand of like 6 games, and then like 34 in the next set of games, in like a dozen
So
games. It's just ridiculous how many home runs they've been hitting out of that park.
basically, we're moving all professional baseball teams to minor league parks to make it exciting to watch again, essentially.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you've got some of the major league stadiums that have wacky dimensions. Like the Crawford box is there in Houston.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I
Oh yeah, how's
literally
your boy Paredes doing? See, he hitting tanks
he had
every
three
day
home
now.
runs last weekend there against the Angels. He's not having the same success this week, and
Yeah.
neither is my team. I don't know what your team's doing this week, but mine has just been getting its ass beat.
Oh, Sandy Alcantara decided to go on paternity leave and then come back. And last year I got lucky when I had a couple of pitchers have babies and they came back with what they call dad strength and just like threw a no-no through seven or whatever.
Yeah.
And Sandy Alcantara did the exact opposite. He got blown up in 2 innings. He only lasted 2 innings and then he was gone. So
Well, I'll tell you, Taylor posed a question this week about how many players are going to miss games due to actually which players are going to miss more games due to okay, take three.
you got to leave this all in too.
What players are going to, well, oh my God, I can't even say what I want to say here. Are players going to miss more games this year from going on paternity leave or from food poisoning incidents? Because
So
we've
I
had
haven't
some
had
of both
any
already
food.
this year.
Oh yeah, who has gotten food poisoning this year?
Well, I mean, you've had Austin Wells earlier this week. You had Cody Bellinger famously proclaim that he was not going to eat wings for 5 years after getting food poisoning.
Okay.
Tanner Bybee had an incident with food poisoning, and he went so far as to say it didn't come from his pre-game Chipotle meal because he got sick before he was going to eat his Chipotle.
Oh, so someone gets a kickback from Chipotle.
Yeah, and I wish it was me because I would eat Chipotle pretty much
You
on a
do actually eat Chipotle a lot, so yeah.
I will eat Chipotle pretty much like every day that I'm on vacation because
Well, when we get famous, Chipotle, you know your number one fan. So
I know that it's like a reliable meal that I can eat and not have it completely screw up my diet, especially like lunchtime.
yeah,
That's more of like a lunch meal for me than like a dinner. I don't really do it for dinner, but lunch is perfect because when you go travel, you want to have like your good meal for dinner, but you don't want to like blow your calorie budget on lunch. So I know that Chipotle I can get pretty much what I need and not
yeah.
have it screw up my plans for the rest of the day.
Or you can just not have a calorie budget. So
Yeah, yeah. Well, I used
that's
to
how I live
be
my life. Let's go.
I used to be a pudgy fat kid when I was younger, so I am
Okay. Yeah.
very anal about that stuff now.
Hmm.
So I ended up having two guys on my team with the babies, which is what I was talking to Taylor about because I
Okay.
had Bregman. Bregman had I believe, a two home run game at the Tampa Bay Stadium this
Braggers.
week. He gets
Yeah, he
six
looks like he's
RBIs.
playing. I watched a little bit of, I forget what game it was, but it was a replay. And I watched Bregman hit a home run, and then I watched Devers strike out. And I was like, oh man, I don't know if you're ever going back to third now. So,
Well, the funny thing is that Bregman now leads the MLB in errors now that he's taken over third base for the Reds.
so it's the curse of the Sox third base.
You know, I think it's because you're when you're a better fielder, you're out there trying to make the better plays, so
Yeah.
you're going out on the limb doing more stuff than the average fielder would just kind of do the Roger Dorn Olay treatment with with the ball. But okay, so like we had a paternity thing. You had Sandy. I
Yeah.
had back-to-back paternity guys. So as soon as I get Bregman back, I find out Otani's having his baby. I was like, did they have a key party again? Like because you remember like a couple years ago there was this whole thing where like half the Dodgers club had babies at the same time. They
Oh
had like
yeah.
Mookie and Bellinger and I think
I wonder what the
Kike Hernandez.
I wonder what the odds were on if he was going to have a boy or a girl for Shohei, because you know he's gambling on that. So.
Yeah, yeah. I think he was a daughter is what it ended up
Okay.
being.
Yeah.
was a
I didn't
daughter.
pick anything in Vegas, so I was just curious what Shohei had. So
I only know because I had ESPN up and running here.
nice. So, anyways, you had two babies, Shohei and
Yeah, two
yeah,
babies. So you had a baby.
yep.
What is with why can't these
Everyone's having
guys just
babies.
coordinate having their children off and they're in the off season? Like,
Yeah.
but it's early April, I guess. It's not the worst thing in the world.
Well, if they have it during the off season, then you're getting pretty close to Christmas. I always feel lucky that my birthday is in October because it's like just the right amount of time away. It's not Thanksgiving. It's not next to Christmas. It's not right after Christmas.
Yeah.
It's right before Halloween.
Well, my laundry is becoming a bit of a problem here because I don't know about you, but technology is getting a little bonkers here with these laundry things because my Samsung that I have, and I didn't buy this thing myself, I came with the house. It sings a song whenever I turn it on, turn it off, and now it won't do the washer stuff. It just has error codes, and I'm like,
Oh, but at least
why
it
do why
sings
do
to you.
washers
So,
have why are washers sophisticated enough to have error codes?
hey, man, mine's a speed queen, and I share it with like 10 other people. So,
Yeah, well, I have to go to the laundromat today after we record to do the washer side of things. I haven't
oh,
been to a laundromat in
dude,
since I
I
was
always
a
thought,
kid.
they did the like people of Walmart and like people of whatever. I always thought the people of the laundromat would have been a good website. So,
Um, I mean, we might have to have a people of baseball thing at some point in order to get baseball talk these days.
hey, Griffin,
Yeah.
who is number one in the National League Central?
Isn't it the Cubbies at this point
Yeah,
still?
do you believe yet, Griffin? Do you
I
believe
would
yet?
be feeling a lot better if you guys didn't lose Justin Steele for the year with basically getting some kind of elbow surgery. Everybody's just so afraid to say Tommy John surgery, but it's like they don't want to say Tommy John surgery. They just want to say like we're getting elbow a procedure on the elbow.
Hey, we're
Or
just gonna pick up someone good at the trade deadline, and it's not even gonna matter. And I'm gonna win $530. And to all the haters out there, you know what I say to you. So
Well, I mean, three teams in the NL West have a better record than the Cubs right now, so just
it
saying.
doesn't matter. Playoff, it doesn't matter. You just gotta win the division, and in the playoffs, anything can happen.
Yeah, but
So
who do the Cubs have besides Shota Imanaga right now that are any good in their rotation?
they don't need anyone. That's the problem. Is they're just so good otherwise. So
I mean, they have a really good run differential, I'll give you that, but
I see. That's what I'm saying. All the other people just step up. Let's go. You know what is actually like super surprising to me
yeah.
is not only, I mean, I'm actually pleasantly surprised because I predicted the Cubs to win the World Series this year that they're doing so well, which is a little bit surprising. But the closest division is not the AL Beast, but is the AL West.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm looking at the division now.
Yeah, I didn't realize
Yeah.
how crowded it actually was, and the Athletics are really not that far behind everyone. So, because I was looking at you look at the National League, and the Rockies are like 11 games out already, and in the American League, everyone's within half a game of one to half a game of each other, and
Yeah,
all two games behind the Rangers,
every team in the AL West already has 10 wins.
which
So
is good for the AL West. So,
yeah, I mean, the A's, the Athletics in last place are 10 and 11.
yeah.
The Angels and Astros are each 10 and 10. Mariners are 11 and 10, and then the Rangers are 13 and 8, even though they can't win a single game against the Mariners.
Hey, doesn't matter. So everyone's got to be someone's kryptonite.
Yeah. Yeah, the Rangers like that home cooking. They're apparently 10 and 2 already at home.
Oh, geez. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I see that. 3-6 away. All right.
Yeah, and the Padres actually lost the game at home this week, which was crazy.
Is it their first one that they lost at home?
Yeah, they're 12 and 1 at home right now, and the Dodgers are 10 and 2 at home.
Yeah, that should be a fun race to watch is the Padres and the Dodgers. So
Although I don't remember which of the games in Japan were considered the home games because I think they were considered home games for one of the teams. I just don't remember which one it was off
wasn't
top.
it one of each, right?
No, I think both of them were considered home games for one of the ball clubs.
Well, I want to say it was the Dodgers then, because didn't they start the pitching?
Let
I
me
think I think I was Roque Sasaki opened like through the first pitch, which means that they would be the home team.
according to the Cubs schedule, they are listed as the home team in the Dodgers games.
No, okay, well then I've
They
just
have there's an
messed up.
asterisk next to it, but it says versus LA, so that would imply that they are the home club.
Oh yeah. Well then I mixed that up. Then I guess Shota Imanaga through
Although
first.
the
So.
Dodgers say that they're the home on both the games. I'm very confused here. ESPN needs to like say at Chicago or at one of the others.
Right.
They just say versus and it says game played in neutral locations. So I don't know which one is considered the home team, which one's considered the away team for stats purposes. Maybe they considered a split. I don't know. You could be right
Yeah.
on that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that the Dodgers were the home team. Fight me about it. So
Yeah. I heard this week
uh,
that Marcelo Zuna didn't get to go to the Canada games because they went to Toronto this week, and there was a theory going around online that they claim that he had hip inflammation, but people are suggesting that it was because he couldn't get a work visa to basically go through customs because of his DUI incident.
oh, who's this again?
Marcelo Zuna.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So you have to just stay in California.
I
You
think
just
he
have to
stayed
stay
in
in Atlanta.
Atlanta because he
Yeah.
didn't travel with the team.
Oh wow, that's
And he's
hilarious.
playing now, so it's like, did anything actually happen or not?
Hmm.
We'll find out.
No, maybe they figured it out. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
because you know
he's
that
back
they're not
playing.
going to be with everything that's happening with the border these days. You know, other people aren't going to have any leniency. So,
Yeah, blame Canada there for that. This is
hey,
how
Canada
crazy.
needs to stand up for itself. You know, I respect Canada.
Yeah,
To any Canadian listeners, I love you. Don't listen to a wackadoo. So,
yeah. My opponent this week has 18 stolen bases.
whoa, that
Yeah.
does he have Ellie De La Cruz or do they?
He this is like some of the guys on his team. He has James Wood, Randy Rosarina, Ellie, and Corbin Carroll.
Okay, so Ellie and Corbin, yeah. How many stolen bases do they alone just have this week?
I don't think Corbin Carroll has that many stolen bases this week.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I gotta look at the matchup totals because I my team does not steal bases at all. So Ellie, let's see, Ellie, Corbin, and Randy have three apiece. Matt Chapman has two. O'Neill Cruz has two, and Brandon Donovan has two.
Oh, that's the guy who sniped O'Neill
And
Cruz from that.
William Contreras has two as well.
Oh, okay.
Or is it Wilson Contreras? I get the
Uh,
two of them mixed up. The one
yeah,
that plays Williams, the one that plays for Milwaukee, the good one.
yeah. Wow. Okay. Tell Wilson that.
Yeah, I have three combined for my team. My team does not steal bases.
I got six. The same guy. I'm the same guy who wanted to trade me Hunter Green.
Yeah.
I'm playing that guy this week, and Hunter Green also got blown up. He didn't even make it 5 innings. So,
Well, I mean, to be fair, Hunter Green has been very good before that.
oh no, Hunter Green's been lights out. I mean, though everyone on pitching for my team's actually been really good, played really well, except for this week. So,
Yeah, my
go,
pitching
go
has
figure.
been atrocious this week. I mean, my Cole Reagans was really bad this week. Let's see. I had Gavin Williams got wrecked in Baltimore. Robbie Ray again just got wrecked in Philly. Bubic didn't have a great outing. Like the one good starter that I had this week, ironically, was Jacob deGrom, and he lost to the Dodgers.
Nice.
Yeah, so like he finally did things. Strider was okay too, but Strider didn't get any run support, so he took a loss even though he gave up like 2 runs.
Yeah, so I had Cincinnati's playing the Orioles, and I have Cedric Mullins and Gunnar Henderson who bat 1-2.
Hmm.
And so I played Hunter Green, and I was like, oh, okay, hopefully they'll get a couple of hits because I took off because I also have Jordan Westberg, so I have three Oreos,
Yeah.
and so I sat Westberg because I was like, well, Hunter Green's gonna have a great game, and hopefully Cedric Mullins and Gunnar Henderson like just get a couple hits, don't get shut out. And my phone buzzes twice because I get the alerts for the home runs. And I look at the first one and it's Cedric Mullins, and I was like, oh, okay, like he gives up a home run. It's the first inning, whatever. And then it like buzzes again in my hand while I'm looking at it. And then Gunnar Henderson hits a home run. So they just went back to back home runs to start the game. I was like, ooh, this one might not go the way I was expecting it to.
Yeah. This is like the revenge tour because the two teams that I beat in the playoffs are the two teams that are beating me so far this season. You beat me. I beat you in the first round of the playoffs last year. You beat me hard in the first matchup. I win last week, and I go to 500, and then this week I'm getting my butt kicked by the guy I beat in the championship, who doesn't even pay attention to his team very much because he had like O'Neal Cruz on the bench for a grand slam earlier this week, and then he had James Wood on the bench yesterday for a 3-run homer.
Yeah.
So already he's already clobbering me as it is, and he's not even like getting the full output of his team. Because
Yeah.
I don't if I was running his team, I don't know if I would bench O'Neal Cruz or James Wood. Like those are good players.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
And James
looks like,
Wood in Colorado, no less.
either way, it looks like GDP is, knows what's up. So,
Well, he's a diamond ranked player. I'm trying to get the diamond, but it's not
yeah.
going well so far.
Who's playing really well this year too is Allen. He looks pretty locked in. So
Yeah, Allen was locked in last year until Acuna got hurt, and then that kind of like I think it derailed him after that.
oh yeah, I mean that is a big. I tried to trade it for Logan Gilbert, and he was super nice about it. But he's like, I'm gonna have to. He's like, I'm gonna ask for way too much, and you're gonna say no. And I was like, well, that's fair. So
Well, I'm looking at that matchup, ironically enough, and Jeff has the big dumper on the bench today who just hit a home run. So
yeah, why Jeff's saga with Cal Raleigh has been 3 years now in the making, and he never plays him when he plays
he
good
must
for
not
whatever
he must
reason.
not have set his lineup at all because he has Rafael Devers on the bench too right now. He must be busy with
With his wife and kids, probably.
yeah he
What
didn't
a
want to
what a loser! That
spoiler
stupid dad.
report, he didn't want to record today, so we had to do all of our recording last week. So
Oh yeah, then he's got something serious. It sounds like then.
yeah, it was Easter. It was Easter, you know.
Oh yeah, that's right. You got to do
He
the
probably wanted
Easter egg
to.
hunt with the kids and whatnot. So
Yeah.
that checks out. People and their families, psh, boring.
Yeah. I wish I had a bit of a more of a family life than I
I
do.
know, yeah, I'm sorry, Griffin. Maybe
It's,
I'm the only one who feels that way, so not bad.
well, when you have a Christmas when you don't get anything from anybody on Christmas, it kind of puts things in perspective of how depressing things can be.
Oh yeah, okay. Well,
That was last year was the most depressing Christmas I've ever had. So
okay. Well, now that I have your address, well, you're at least gonna get something from me now. So,
that would be nice, Shane. That was a downer note. Do you have any closing remarks before we just go off the rails completely here?
yeah. Actually, I have kind of an interesting one. I can't remember. Did I talk about how there's a ground rule triple already?
No, no, you didn't talk about that one. How is
Okay,
there a
cool.
ground rule triple?
Yeah. So While the ground rule double is a kind, I'm getting this off of MLB news. It's
Hmm.
like five. It's an article called Five Things You Probably Didn't Know About Baseball. The ground rule triple. While the ground rule double is a common occurrence, a ground rule triple is possible as well. This occurs when a player attempts to use his hat to stop a ball on the ground or in the air. Using a hat is a penalty of 3 bases to both the batter and any runners on base.
Using the hat to try to catch something or try to.
Or stop something. Yeah, if you use your hat, it's a ground rule triple.
I have a question then, as an aside to
Okay,
this.
good.
Jose Canseco, he
Yeah.
once had a famous play where a ball bounced off of his head and then went over the fence as a home run.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
So theory,
Yeah.
if the ball bounced off of his head, bounced on the ground, and then bounced over the fence, is that a ground rule triple because it bounced off of his hat?
Well, you have to, as the player, you have to attempt to use it to stop the ball, either in the
Okay,
air
so
or
if
on the
it's like
ground. Yeah.
inadvertently hits him on like the brim of the hat or something, it doesn't
Yeah.
count. Okay.
Yeah, I'm thinking this is more like a hat off situation, trying to like two glove it. One glove is your hat and one glove is your glove. So,
But you can't be like do a swag move where you use your hat to catch the ball instead of the glove.
yeah, basically. And if you do that, it's a ground rule triple. So,
Wow. I wonder where that situation came up in the past, because you know that came up somewhere.
oh yeah, 100%. I'm
Somebody had to
assuming,
do that for that to become a rule.
yeah. So you know what I'm assuming is like in the earlier days of baseball, it was probably some outfielder who's like, oh, I can only have a glove on one hand, but you can dive farther if you're not reaching across yourself, right?
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that there was a year in which people would just take their hat off and try to catch it with their hat while diving instead of
And it's
because hats
maybe back
back in the day
then,
were like wool, so they're pretty strong and whatnot. And
and maybe back then, actually, the hats were probably like better than the gloves were at trying to field something.
honestly, probably. Have you seen some of the old? I mean, you've been to
Yeah,
a couple of baseball
I've,
museums. You've seen those old gloves, so
oh yeah, yeah. I mean,
it's like a pancake, basically. It's not even a glove.
the batters, like the mitts today that guys use to steal bases
Yeah,
are probably bigger than some of those gloves that they had to field with back in the day. And then when we had
probably.
those guys with like 150 errors in the season, it's because they didn't have good fielding equipment.
Yeah. They're just basically wearing like a leather driving glove with a little bit of padding.
It's something I need to say. The Rockies are far and away the worst team in baseball this year. I just need to say that.
Yeah.
The
Or they're even
Rockies are
behind the White
horrible.
Sox too.
No,
Yeah.
they're worse than the White Sox. They are worse than the White Sox. I was
Yeah.
watching them play yesterday in Colorado. They were fielding horribly.
Yeah.
That
I
that
think they're
Chase
just trying to.
Dol that Chase Dollander guy, the rookie that everybody was all talking about, there was a
Yeah.
play yesterday where he was running the first base, and instead of like tagging the runner out, and we're talking like he got within like 5 feet of first base, he throws it to the first baseman who had a look on his face like, "What are you doing?" And then the ball bounces off of his head and like goes and ends up being like a total error. And then
Yeah.
they missed a double play like a minute later, and then I think
I mean,
Jake
the
Winter.
rookie, you can't blame the rookie though. The rookie's the rookie. He's going to make those kind of mistakes.
I know, but like it's one of those things where they were so bad, and that team is so bereft of talent without any semblance of a plan. Like Dick
Yeah.
Monfort's plan in Colorado is like, we need a salary cap. That's my plan. I can't do anything with my team. The one time I sign a free agent for any inkling of money is Chris Bryant, who went on the injured list this week for like a degenerative spine thing. It wasn't even that like lower back. They literally said degenerative back injury.
Jeez. That's
Like,
like Mike Trout has that one thing too, which is like an ongoing
yeah,
whatever.
he's got that back issue. I don't think it's quite degenerative. I mean, he hit 2 home runs yesterday for me, so that was
All
great.
right. Yeah,
He's
the
doing his
Angels
thing.
have come back down to earth. I literally talked to my dad on Tuesday, and they were number one in the AL West. And here we are talking on Sunday, and they're in the penultimate last place.
Yeah, they're a half game ahead of last place.
Yeah, it's amazing what a week can do for you. So
And this is the fun thing, okay? They were playing the Giants last night, and the only two runs that the Angels scored yesterday were the home runs that Mike Trout hit, and they lost 3-2.
poor
So it's
Mike
like
Trout.
the
He's still
most
the
Angels thing, the most
yeah,
Angels thing ever, like back when
yeah.
Otani was there too.
Yeah.
And
Is Logan O'Hoppe, he's probably coming back down to earth. He was off to a pretty hot start. So
oh yeah, yeah. You
yeah.
get some of these April guys that just get on a major storm, and some you have to kind of decide in fantasy where you go with these hot hands or you just stick with the guys that are a little slow, and
Yeah.
I'm kind of tinkering with some of that right now.
I'm just happy that all of my like literally the players that I planned on playing every day, unless they're getting a rest day, they're all on the injured list right now. So I'm kind of like crossing my fingers that they're doing the whole I'll just be injured for the first half of the season and then have an awesome second half type deal. So
I just lost the one of my bullpen arms for the season, not for the season, but with elbow inflammation, and just as I
yeah.
was getting Strider back this week.
Well,
But
Matt Brash is still available. He'll be the Mariners front office loves Matt Brash. So he'll be putting in he's still rehabbing right now. There's no time frame. I had him on the IL on my team for a while and then I had to make room for
I don't think anybody's gonna be lining up to stash him, to be
I'm
honest.
telling you, I'm saying for you. So
I'm not gonna dash him. Why
the
would why
best
would I?
slider in baseball. I don't know why you're so down on Matt Brash. Jeez, what did he ever do to you?
He walked a lot of guys for one thing, but I just don't think you need this. I don't think you really need to stash too many middle relievers on your team.
Oh no, absolutely not. I'm just
Like,
joking. So
if he's a starter, it'd be one thing, but I don't think he's starting on your club. He's just gonna maybe be like a seventh inning guy.
yeah, but they
It's like
did
those guys are like a dime a dozen in our league to find. You can.
for sure. But with the Mariners, they're going to use him like almost exclusively unless he needs a rest day. That's what they did. I mean, honestly, it's probably why he wound up getting Tommy John was just from overwork because they was like every single time high leverage situation 7 8 9 he was the setup go to guy no matter what every single time.
Yeah,
So
I'm gonna probably look at that next week. There was no way I could get saves and holds this week. That's why I didn't really go after somebody. But there's enough guys out there like
yeah,
you can go get Nicolas Cage's biological brother Matt Strom and maybe get
that's
Kirker.
Nicolas Cage's biological brother.
No, no, they just look like.
I just, hey man, you had me there. I wanted that to be true, and now I'm kind of pissed a little bit.
Well, like and speaking of him, just on a random aside, he had a batting glove that had the Declaration of Independence, not batting glove, pitching, his pitching glove
Yeah,
had the Declaration of Independence on it, and he made a joke that he stole it and then had put it on his glove.
I love that. That's awesome. I
Because
always
if you,
tease my dad. My dad always like talks about like being like super patriotic, you know, blah 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 blah. And I always
yeah,
tease him because he doesn't know the words to the national anthem.
the
Like,
only
oh,
people who
most
know the only
patriotic
people
man in the family can't even sing the national anthem.
the only people who know the words of the national anthem are the people who have to sing it before going to ball games. Nobody else knows the words of the song.
Yeah, I mean, my dad loves baseball, so.
All right. Well, on that note, we're gonna call it a day. I've got to go try to find a laundromat that's open on Easter. Hopefully,
Yeah.
otherwise I gotta wait like a few days to try to go. And
The laundromat that you're going to go to that's open on Easter, it's going to be delicious. I love that for you.
yeah, yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. All right. Well, have a happy Easter, and we'll see you guys next week, hopefully with more baseball talk.
Yeah, bye now.